If you're a business owner and you have no idea what content to be posted on your LinkedIn business page, then this automation is going to save you at least 20 hours per week on content creation. Hey everyone, this is Gana Bhatt, founder of Juno BizTech. I am here to make your life simpler by walking you guys through AI, through various workflows in your day to day life, in your business, in your content creation journey. I'm not going to be wasting a lot of time. We are going to dive deep into our first simple automation workflow, especially if you're a business owner and you have a LinkedIn page or you don't have a LinkedIn page and you want to start creating content and be more visible on LinkedIn. This is going to be a great starter point because this is beginner friendly, super easy to do. You don't need to be a tech genius. This will help you get started on your journey to help you understand the tech stack and how to get started. So without any further ado, let's get into the workflow. So today, the simple yet very effective AI automation that we are going to be building out is for your LinkedIn organization page. This can be both your personal page if you're a thought leader, or for your organization if you want a business page and your business presence and want to grow it. We have just created our business page. We have not posted anything. So this is going to be one of those use cases for our own business page. Since we have started this workflow, we have done 2 test runs. So it has done 2 posts already on our page. And third one starts at 1 p.m. today. So we will walk you through the entire steps that you can do it for yourself, and we can see a live demo of how the content gets posted at 1 p.m. in real time. So the entire flow is very simple. This is beginner friendly. It is not complicated. We are not using any images. We're not going for an article. We're not going for video. This is simple, more like 2-3 paragraphs worth of value added content for your business page to get started. Once you get the hang of it, in the future videos we'll be talking about Instagram carousels and LinkedIn image and video generation, etc. So now to start off, the workflow that we are going to be doing is, it's always better to know your entire flow, even if it's just pictorially, so that you know what you're building before you get started, rather than building on the go and figuring out what needs to be done next. So it's better to have a pictorial representation. So our workflow is going to be doing this. Every single day, it's going to be posting 3 text posts on a business page at 9 a.m., 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. IST. What it is going to do is, we have already done, based on our brand voice, brand style, brand tone, brand communication style, and the target audience, we have brainstormed, let's say Claude or ChatGPT or Perplexity or Gemini, whatever works for you. You can use your own tool to brainstorm for your brand and come up with, at least in this case, since there are 3 posts every single day for a month, it is 90 topics. So you can figure out 95 topics, whatever it is. And you would have to create a Google Sheet with the topics and the status as pending and 2 other columns, which we will walk through later. Once we start the workflow, the trigger goes on at the time that we want. It is going to go through the list of the topics that we have already pre-built for our workflow, and it is going to go to Tavily, which is going to be our search engine, which is going to do all of its research related to this topic, and then we feed it into an AI agent, and we will be using Claude in this case for automation. It is going to use the research, the topic, it is going to build out your beautifully crafted content, and then it is going to post on your personal page or organization page. And once that is posted, that topic goes back to your Google Sheet and it lets it know that this has been posted and so time, and so is the content. And then the cycle repeats for the next cycle. So we will be using 4 tech stacks. One is going to be n8n, which is going to help with our entire automation workflow. And the second is going to be your Google Sheet for your list of topics. Third is going to be Tavily, where you would need the API key so that we can connect our n8n workflow to Tavily and do all the research. And finally, you would need one of your AI agents API key. In this case, I'm using Claude OpenAI, so I would need the API key for Claude, and that's about it. And obviously LinkedIn, where you're going to be posting your content. When it comes to costing, n8n gives you 14-day free trial. So it is great for a beginner. If you're just getting started, you can use your work email, you can do a self-hosting n8n. You will get 14 days of free trial for you to figure out if how things are working for you. And Tavily gives you 1,000 free credits every single month, which is great for text related posts such as this, because it doesn't require a lot of credits. And as well as the Claude, which is actually going to be building out your content, it doesn't really require a lot of credit usage as well. If you're just a beginner, you can start with topping up with just 5 USD, and this is going to be more than sufficient for your entire month's content. It shouldn't cost you quite a lot. It should be under $1 to $2. It depends on the kind of topics that you have, the kind of research the research engine gives back to you, and the content. But if you're keeping it simple, it shouldn't cost you quite a lot. So now let's get started. I am going to show you the Google Sheet. So this, like I mentioned, we have done a couple of iterations. So you would see it as posted, and the content as well as the date posted. But in your Google Sheet, you would be creating just topic, the status, generated text, and date posted. So when you begin, it is going to look something like this. Paste all of your topic, and you're going to have it as pending. These two will be these three, after they are posted, will be auto-filled by your automation engine. It's going to change the pending to posted. It's going to copy paste the content as well as the date. So this is n8n. I have my new workspace created. This is running currently on the free trial. I have just couple of test workflows that I have already built. So the one that is going to run at 1 p.m. is going to be this. So at 1 p.m. we will be showing you the live workflow of this and how it is executed. But now if you had to do it from the scratch, I'm going to show you how to do it. Just click on create workflow. And the first step is going to be, you would have to create a trigger. The trigger, which is going to be a cron job. We are going to be using a cron job that will run at 9 a.m., 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. So let's go ahead, click on the plus over here and do schedule trigger. And here I'm going to come and do cron, and I want it at 9 a.m. and I need again, I'm gonna move me this side. This is going to be 13. It's 24 hours expression, and then it's going to be 6 p.m. So that's about it. I have saved it. Now this is your trigger is ready to go. Next is something where we have to go. As per this, we have to go to our Google Sheet. You just go to a workflow, click on plus, and now go give Google Sheets. And now we are going to be creating the spreadsheet over here. And here you would have to connect your Google account wherever this file exists. Once that is done, you can just do sheet, and this remains get row, and we're going to select the sheet name, and we're going to select sheet 1. Now we're going to create a filter which says the status is pending, and we're going to output, and I'm going to do the retry. I'm not changing anything else. That's about it. This is connected. The trigger is connected to the sheet. Now we go to the HTTP request, and now, like I mentioned, with this topic, what it is going to do is, if any topic has a status as pending, we are going to feed it into the HTTP request. In our case, we're going to be using Tavily, and like I mentioned, you do get 1,000 free credits every month. So this is going to be an API key, which is obviously not visible, and it is better you never share your API key, because if you have loaded your money, if someone else is sharing your API key and they're running multiple workflows, then this can get exhausted really quick. So protect your API key. If you need to see the API key, plus just click on the I. But if not, we need to copy it for later. But for now, what we need is the endpoint. What we are looking for is n8n to connect to the endpoint of Tavily. I'm going to copy paste the endpoint of this. I'm going to come back to the workflow, click on plus, and we are going to create an HTTP request. I'm going to do a post, and I'm going to give the endpoint. And what we need is a JSON body for the connection to go through. And I'm going to paste this over here. I'm going to pause the recording, and once I pause the recording, I'll copy the API key and paste it over here. It says max results 3 because per day we are going to be doing 3 iterations. And I'm going to output the data as well as the retry. Now is the actual work of creating content based on all of the previous inputs. So let's go ahead and create an AI agent. And since this is going to be a really simple one, we don't really need context for future iterations of the workflow. We don't really need a memory, and we don't need any further tools to connect. So it's going to be a simple AI agent that gets connected to Claude. That's about it. So I'm going to change this to define below, and here is a prompt that I am using. I have just mentioned that it's a LinkedIn content created, and I've just given based on my brand tone, brand voice, the kind of target audience, the kind of post that I'm looking for, and that's about it. It's just some brand prompt which is according to my topic requirement, and as always I'm going to be outputting the data. And here I'm going to connect the chat model, which is going to be Anthropic, is what I'm going to select. There is nothing much to do over here. Here you will have to come and authenticate your Anthropic account. You would have to get connected. If you don't have an account, create an account and click on APS and API key and click on create key and just give your, let's just say, Juno LinkedIn post. And when you click on add, it is going to give you your API key. Remember, if you don't top up your account, it doesn't really run. So you can start off with $5. Once you have that, come back to your workflow, log in with your Anthropic account, just get connected, and you can select Claude from this. And that's about it. Now comes our next fun part, which is we have done all the work. Now this needs to go and get posted on your LinkedIn. Click on plus, we are going to write LinkedIn. Click on create post. Here, as I mentioned, again, this is going to be another authentication. Connect with your LinkedIn account, even if it's your personal account, that doesn't matter. Now this is where you get to decide whether you want to post it on your personal account or your organization. In this case, I'm going to be posting as my organization. And if you see, you can see that 2 hours ago, which was in the morning, we were running some tests. So we actually ran our first test at 10 a.m., 10 or 11 a.m. So you can see there are only 2 posts. One was last night when we were creating this workflow and testing it out, and one more was this morning. But coming back to the topic, when we want to post into an organization, this is the URL number that we are looking for. We copy it and we paste it. And here we are going to be posting this text right over here. So the previous node gets connected and it outputs, it runs the post. And now that this is completely done, you're almost there. Your post is already posted on your LinkedIn. Now our Google Sheet needs to get our updated content, time, and the status of posted. So now in this case, again, we're going to create a Google Sheet. This time we'll be doing an update row in sheet. This is already selected. Just select your sheet and you're going to select sheet 1. Then you're going to map out the rows based on the row number. So we're just going to go here, click on the row number, click on expression and give this, and then click on the topic, copy paste, do your JSON for the topic, and this status will be posted. And we're going to copy the JSON for the generated text, and then we need the time, minute, and hour, since we are doing it 3 times a day. And that's about it. So now your entire workflow is done. Before you actually try, you can do an execute workflow. Actually, since it's only 1 more minute for the actual automation, let's see our real automation that we have done and how it's going to get executed. It is 1 p.m. and you can see the last one was 2 hours ago. And let's click on the executions and you can see that this has succeeded. This has gone through. Now you will see the entire workflow. This is all turned green. Now let's go to our sheet and see if it is posted. You can see it is posted, and the topic was what is even ICP and why should you care? So now this has given us the content based on whatever the research and the kind of prompting we have given. It has updated the timestamp as well. Now let's just refresh the page over here. And there you go, you have your updated content. So this is your entire workflow end to end, right from creating to seeing it in real time. I know this can get a little bit overwhelming for people who are not from the tech background. So if you're a founder, small business owner, or you just want to get started on your business page and you don't even know where to get started with your brand tone, brand voice, or brand messaging, we are here to help. I have put down all the links that is required for this automation in the description along with our contact details to help you out with this content build. But if you're building this on your own, I hope you don't hit a lot of roadblocks, and congratulations on your first automation workflow. We'll be doing much more of this in the future iterations. So do subscribe and follow us on Instagram and YouTube, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.